Now, to be honest, I just made a We Can Barely Wait centerpiece video not too long ago. But I figure I like making these videos, so might as well hit you with another one. In this video, I'm gonna take you through how I made these floating boho centerpieces with a little bit of mauve, brown, cream, and pink for a We Can Barely Wait baby shower. Before we get into it, you know I'd appreciate you if you hit that like button. Okay, let's try to get these colors right. So I used Centerpieces Rosewood, Centerpieces Rose Gold, Fashion Pink by Centerpieces, Decomex Red inside of Pastel Dusk Cream, I think it is, and Decomex Red inside of Retro Desert Sand. Now we're gonna start with the topper, which consists of 11-inch balloons sized down to 8 using this balloon sizer, which I'll link below in case you want one just like this. Blow them up, squeeze them down into a nice round ball just like that, and put them in your sizer to make sure that they're all symmetrical. And I'm using mixed colors, but you can make them all the same if you want, that's fine too. So you're gonna take 2 balloons, tie them together to make a dupe, and then in total you're going to have 6 dupes or 6 pairs because we're gonna have 12 in total in our topper. Okay, so here we go. Once you have your 6 pairs of dupes tied together, it's time to start building out your ball, which is your hot air cluster that the bear is going to be holding on to your topper. Take 2 together and twist them together until you have 4. Then you're just going to tie another set of 2 in until you have 6, then 8, then 10. Now by the time you get to 10, it's going to start getting a little bit difficult, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be hard because the thing is you have to tie them all into the middle just like that. You see that? All of the necks have to be meeting at that middle point because that's the only way to make it like that perfectly round spherical shape that you want. If you tie them in and they're not quite like in the middle, then it's gonna be a little bit lopsided, a little bit lumpy. It's not gonna be as spherical, so to speak. If you find yourself having a hard time at that point, don't be afraid to just get on the table and wrestle those balloons down, okay? Because, you know, they're not really gonna pop. So do what you gotta do, push down on them, move them around, whatever, until you get the shape that you're looking for. Also, if you have 2 colors together like that, you want to swap them out so that they're not touching. That way the colors just look more dispersed and it kind of just creates an overall better visual for the topper. Now I'm going to show you how I add mini filler balloons to my big topper. So you take 5-inch balloons, size them down to a 3.5, and then just go ahead and tie the necks real loosely like that. Well, like make the knot tight, but what I'm saying is don't tie the balloons tight to each other. Have that big space between them just like that. And then you kind of use the necks to insert them into the topper in between the main balloon, so to speak. So just kind of like thread them through, find the best spot so that the colors are alternating or just however you want them really. And you're gonna go ahead and squeeze them at the top to make sure that they keep a more rounded shape and don't turn too much into like a teardrop shape, you know what I'm saying? And for my stands, I'm actually using these balloon column bases that I got off of Amazon. I like these because the base it's pretty wide, so I don't have any stability issues, but also the pole extends to up to 7 feet. I have used them for columns and they worked really, really well, so I just pushed them down to use them as centerpieces, and the good thing is you can make your centerpieces different heights. Like you can have some shorter bears or you can have some taller bears swinging from the balloons and create like a more of a dynamic setup with different heights. And of course I'll link those for you below. If you watch my last teddy bear centerpiece video, you know I like to wrap my pole to custom color match the balloons. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. You're gonna take some 260s in whatever color that you want, stretch it out really, really well because you don't want it to rip, and then just inflate it almost entirely full. You just want to leave maybe like 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch at the very top. And I use this budget Amazon pump to inflate my 260s as well as my double stuffed 5-inch fillers, which I made a video about and I'll link it right here for you. So you're not gonna tie the base of your 260, you're just gonna hold it tight with your hands, and then you take the tip, put it on top of the pole just like this, and continue to push down on the pole. As you're pushing in that downward motion, you're squeezing and you're simultaneously releasing air at the other end, okay? So like just giving it some room to continue to go down. So just kind of like this, you push down with one hand. You can't see, but my other hand is holding the top until the opening of the balloon reaches the tip of the centerpiece stand. Once it does that, you could take both hands and continue to push it down. At this point, the entire 260 should be on the pole, and you're essentially just sliding it down until it covers the entire length of the pole and is 1 layer thin instead of 2. I think I explained it better in my last video, so maybe go check that one out if you want like a more detailed version of exactly how to do this. Now we're gonna add our base balloons. I feel like I should have did 3 layers, but I only did 2, so you might wanna do 3, but I'm sizing the first layer down to 6 inches and essentially just going to make a quad and wrap that quad around the base of the centerpiece stand. And again, I'm using variable colors to match the toppers, but I think this can still be done really nicely with one color. Oh yeah, and I had to add my centerpiece cover. This is just a piece of fabric cut into a circle. I just like the way it looks. After placing my 6 inches, I made my smaller balloons, which I sized to 4 inches to create kind of like a staggered look. Again, I would recommend maybe like a layer of 3, but this still does the job. And to lock your balloons in place, you're just going to twist them around each other, around the pole, and then you want to make sure your top layer of balloons fits right into the crack of the balloon layer below it. Adding your topper is the easiest part of this whole project. So all you want to do is just put some U-glue dashes on the top of the pole, slide your topper on, and then just kind of like adhere the balloons to those glue dashes once you get it into the right space. Then you're gonna add your teddy bear, which, like I mentioned earlier, you can kind of have it hang from the top like it's kind of swaying in the wind, or you can keep it low. I'm just putting this clip here to position the arm. I'm not gonna leave that clip there, I'm gonna take it off. Take some clear fishing line and tie it around the bear's arm and around the pole, just like this. You do it this way, the fishing line will hide into the fur and you won't see it at all, and it'll just look like the bear is gracefully holding on to the pole. I like to add additional florals and pampas because it was boho theme, and I just think it adds a nice little touch. This time I actually covered the base because I was tired of my balloons popping, so put a balloon at the bottom so they don't shred your balloons, and then just kind of stick them into the cracks, fluff them up. You also might want to fluff your bear's face up depending on how it looks. If you got it from Amazon, it was probably smashed, so. And the last little touch, little detail is to change the color of the bow tie. And once you've done all those things, you're all set. You have your boho teddy bear centerpieces, which you can have resting on the balloons below or floating from the balloons up high. Both ways look gorgeous. Like I said, if you use the stands, you can have them tall, you can have other ones low, or whatever creative designs come to your mind. Consider subscribing so you'll be the first to know when I release my next video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.